Okay, so Tsukihime. Last time when we left off, I have no idea what chapter it was. But let me see. We beat up Nero. We just got a dream, possibly, of being sexually assaulted by Akiha and Kohaku, which was totally a dream, right? Maybe? I'm not sure. But now it's time for, well, school, probably. Okay, when I last left off, it was January 26th. After calming down enough, I head to the sitting room. As usual, Akiha is sitting there on the sofa, elegantly sipping tea. Oh? Good morning, Nissan. You're up early today. She must be happy I woke up because she greets me with a smile. That is totally a smile. Yeah, good morning. There were, well, a lot of things going on this morning. As soon as I say that, I remember that cold stare from last night. This isn't good. I can tell my face is blushing beyond control. Myself being made a complete fool. And Akiha, who was always watching. Nissan? A brief clamor. What's wrong? Your face is red. Do you have a fever? Rushing over to me, she looks up at me from below. But if she looks at me that seriously, Akiha sighs. You do seem to have a fever. Kohaku, come quickly. Oh no, not her. Nissan doesn't seem to be well. Akiha calls out to the dining room. Kohaku-san has been preparing my breakfast in the kitchen. I'm fine. It's just a minor cold, so don't worry. The dreaded Japanese cold. If it is a cold, then I can't let it go by. For you, a trivial illness is a big deal. The strength of your immune system is much lower than most people's. Akiha seems to be fed up and puts her hand on my forehead. The sensation of her cool, delicate hand. White, slender fingers, so different from those of a man. You don't say. Delicate, beautiful, white fingers. This isn't good. This isn't good at all, so I break loose and run out to the lobby. Footsteps echo as I dash off. Run away! Shiki-sama? Have you finished your breakfast already? No, that's not it, but, where's my bag? I have your bag here. Are you already going to school? Nodding, I snatch my bag from Hisui. I'm going. Don't worry about seeing me off. Nissan, you've been acting strange. What are you doing with that fever? Jeez, I told you it's nothing. Since it's nothing, I'm going to school. I'll have breakfast later, so leave me alone. Leave you alone? Hey, Nissan! The sound of my fleeting footsteps is my only response. At GTFO! Even if it is Akiha, she wouldn't chase me this far. Since we're not kids anymore, she won't stop me from going to school. Phew. I take a deep breath, and I'm finally able to calm down. What am I running away for? Once I calm down, I can think clearly. I didn't do anything wrong, so there was no need for me to run away like that. I don't believe it. I look like a complete idiot. But to go back to the mansion to eat breakfast sounds more dumb. To school then? Letting out a sigh, I go downhill along the residential street. I arrive 30 minutes earlier than usual. The figures of students around the gate are sparse. I'm the only one who's arrived at this odd time. On the school grounds, the athletic clubs are holding their practices. I'm not in any clubs right now, but truthfully, I like to move around a lot. I know that I have some athletic ability, at least enough to be proud of, but I can't join any clubs. My body always has this recurring anemia, so it would just be a bother, and my doctor has told me that I should not exercise frequently. Since middle school, I've been asked more than a few times to join a club, but I always have to say it's not my thing and refuse. Every time I refused, I felt a sense of separation. That might have been a subconscious wall that told me I will never be able to mix in with the people on the other side. That's enough. This really isn't my thing. I'll stop thinking such thoughts and hurry on to the classroom. Huh? I thought I was the first one, but it seems like some of my classmates are already here. Yo, you're early, Tono. Morning. This class seems to have a lot of people this spare time. Nah, our practice just got over with. Those that come here this early who aren't in clubs are usually only those with daily duties. I see. That does make sense now that he mentions it. Greeting those around me, I take my seat. It's half an hour before homeroom. It's not a bad idea to just watch my classmates arrive. Not creepy at all. The classroom starts to get busy around 7:50. Huh? I think I saw Senpai in the hallway. She's out of the first year hallway again. What is she doing? Maybe she came to see me? Then... oh man. Do I go into the hallway to talk to her? Nah, it probably doesn't concern me. I'll just watch from here. An opening! I'll surprise her from behind! What is the suggestion? Chat. Clearly, rushing out the door to attack her from behind is the best option. Uh-huh. If she's a true martial artist, she'll never be caught off guard. But we have to find out. An opening! I'll surprise her from behind. Senpai is glancing all around the hallway. I don't know if she's looking for something or someone, but she looks really suspicious. I get this sudden irresistible urge. Senpai's always taking everything at her own pace. I think I could respond sometimes to balance things out. Senpai is seriously searching for something. I sneak up behind her. Luckily, Senpai doesn't sense me at all. Here goes. Boo! Huh? I grab her from behind, but before I know it, I'm lying on the ground. Wrecked. Oh, Tono-kun? Senpai sounds worried. Yeah, it's me, Senpai. Jeez, don't surprise me like that. I reflexively got away, but are you alright? Huh? I'm fine. I just tripped. I stand up. I guess the strange looks from all around the students are to be expected. Ow. Man, I think I hit my hip. Landed on my keys. Guess I shouldn't pull pranks like that. Regret. Exactly. I think I overdid it, but since it was your fault, I will not apologize. I know. Sorry, Senpai, I interrupted your search. Well, this mischievous boy will now go back to his classroom. Rubbing my butt, I start to head to class. Oh, wait, Tono-kun. Can you stand there as a punishment? Huh? Stand here as a punishment? As usual, she says something strange. Sure. What is it? Just don't move, please. Like yesterday, she starts sniffing me again. Senpai? Tono-kun, did you sleep well last night? She looks directly into my eyes as she asks. Sleep well? That goes without saying. I couldn't get to sleep easily last night, and also... I blush as the memories resurface. With a piercing gaze, Senpai looks up at me. Senpai, Tono-kun, you pervert! Huh? With a look indicating she wants to say more, Senpai quickly walks away. Okay. At lunch break, that guy who didn't even show up for a single class arrives. Yo, Tono! Food! Let's get some food! He's happy about something, being even more energetic than usual. Of course, food. But, man, you seem to be in a great mood. Did something happen, Arihiko? Yep. I just asked Senpai if she wanted to eat lunch together, and she refused. Huh. That's odd. Senpai must be referring to Steel Senpai, but this guy seems to get happy when his offer is refused. Hey, Arihiko, do you have that sort of taste? No, I'm not finished. So I asked Senpai why not, and she said, if Tono-kun is there, then I don't want to come. Isn't that great, Tono? That's odd. Why have I been friends with this guy since middle school? Oh man, she really hates you, Tono. Or I was lost as my gain, so I'll treat you to lunch today. Arihiko happily slaps my back. I see. Senpai's still mad at me about this morning. I have no idea why she's angry at me, but she's definitely angry. Hey, let's go, Tono. There's only seats enough for half the people you see in the cafeteria. Arihiko takes me by the arm and drags me off. I sit next to Arihiko and eat my lunch. My school's cafeteria has a television, and for better or for worse for our education, they play back the morning news they recorded this morning. At any rate, the news they're playing back is talking about a drunk customer stabbing to death a convenience store employee. Something that makes me not want to go to a convenience store for the next few days, at least. What a dangerous world we live in. Indiscriminate serial killers, drunken people stabbing people. Man can't even feel safe playing around at night anymore. Arihiko seems like he's seriously watching the news. Well, certainly it is dangerous. But at least those serial killings won't happen anymore, so things should be like usual. Oh really? Did they catch the serial killer? No, they haven't caught him. But Nero is no longer in this world. So the stupid title of modern-day vampire killers shouldn't be showing up in the news anymore, and there will be no more of those meaningless killings. Anyway, those terrible incidents won't happen anymore. There won't be any more victims, and the streets will be back to normal. No, I think there'll actually be another victim, Tono. What? How can you be so sure, Arihiko? Well, look for yourself. The news says they found the 10th dead body. Huh? Really? That's right behind the movie theater I always go to. Hey, wait! I push Arihiko and look at the TV. What I see is, without a doubt, the news reporting that the 10th victim of the serial killings was found last night. That can't be. Nero, he's dead. So why is there another dead body with most of its blood drained? This modern vampire guy. I don't know anything about the person, but if it's like a sexy chick, then maybe I wouldn't mind getting my blood sucked. If it's like a sexy chick, he wouldn't mind getting his blood drained? His stupid talk might be right. No way. I don't want to think about it, but even with Nero gone, there's still one more vampire left. Classes end and school is over. Actually, it's more like at some point school was over. Wrapped up in my bad thoughts, I look up and suddenly find myself alone. The serial killings are still happening. I don't know what that means. The only one who knows the answer is probably Arkuid. I don't know. I'm not involved in any of those incidents anymore. Once I settled things with Nero, I came back to the ordinary world. Then, I can only be insane if I want to go back to that normal world again. I shouldn't be involved. I understand even if I don't say it. That's probably my second most correct choice. But a long, long time ago, someone taught me the most correct choice. Listen, Shiki, every person's life is filled with pitfalls. You have more power to do something about it than most people, so you've got to get it together. So I just can't pretend I didn't see it. This incident isn't over yet. It seems once I got involved in this incident, I have to see it out to the very end. I leave school. First, let's go to Arkuid's place. Did he go into her bedroom? Her room is still the same, but Arkuid isn't there. Well, I didn't think I'd find her this easy. Looks like I have to go into the city and look for her. I guess he did. The sun sinks and the city is really starting to get dark. I looked around the major places in the city, but I didn't even catch a glimpse of her. Damn it. She was around when it didn't matter, so why can't I find her when it does? What should I do? The night's just beginning, so do we wander aimlessly or just head back to the mansion? I don't know, maybe I should call that cab in the background. See if he can give me a lift. Excuse me, Mr. Cabby, have you seen a blonde-haired gaijin around? You know, female? Possibly with 17 injuries or so? Poke around a bit more? Okay. Time to wander around aimlessly. The night has just begun. No, to be more exact, if Arkwood would be walking around, it would most likely be during the night rather than during the day. I guess it would be more efficient to search around town. I don't want to think about it, but most of the victims are usually found in alleys. If I want to find Arkwood, if I want to find the vampire killer who's continuing to murder, then I have to stick around and search the streets. Damn it. What am I doing? Not understanding my own feelings, I curse and start to run around aimlessly. Arcade Bumstead. I sit down on a guardrail. It's been several hours already. I looked around aimlessly and I didn't even catch a single glimpse of Arkwood. Damn it. It's so frustrating. Of course, I know it isn't easy to just randomly find someone in town, but still, I felt optimistic I would find her. Where did she go? Why? I just wanted to ask her about the serial killings, but once I find out I can't see her, stop. Stop. I should just stop. I stand up from the guardrail and start walking. It'll be midnight soon. Searching for Arkwood any longer, really, it's just useless. But if I've gone this far, I can do just a little more. There's one last place I need to check. If she's not there, then I'll go back to the mansion. The deserted park. I arrive at the place where I cooperated with Arkwood and defeated Nero. Having only looked in town, I've yet to search here. Well, not that I'll find anything. Grumbling to myself, I enter the park. Midnight. As expected, there's no one here this late at night. With this much silence, it feels kind of refreshing. Where's the music at? It's night. There's no music at night. That's right. It's not like I can conveniently find her. I breathe out a sigh and slump my shoulders. How stupid. Why am I so disappointed? I don't understand it myself. Just once more, I think. Maybe I want to see her smile. Ah, there you are! Good evening, Shiki. Yeah, just like this. Her face that's so cheerful and carefree you can't believe it belongs to a vampire. The Arkwood? Without even thinking, I grab both of her shoulders. Eh? Arkwood flinches in surprise. Arkwood's shoulders are indeed real, and quickly I pull my arms back. Vampire Murderville. Why? Even though the one I've been searching for so long is right before me, I can't do anything but stumble over my words. Why? That's odd. I was looking for you, so I don't think it's a coincidence we met here. You were looking for me? Why? Why? Oh, no reason. She says straight out that she has no reason for looking for me. I forgot. She really is kind of like a cat this way. Well, I guess it works out. To be honest, I wanted to see you, too. So, meeting here, I was about to say it makes me really happy, but I frantically choked those words off. Anyway, I want to have a serious talk. I want to talk about it somewhere else since I feel uneasy here. Is that okay? Sure, but talk about what? You'll see. Let's go more to the back of the park. Telling her to come on, I start walking. Tilting her head in curiosity, she follows me obediently. What did you want to talk about, Shiki? There's the music. About vampires. You said it before, that the recent serial killings were the work of a vampire. Arkwood nods. Then, do you know the morning news said another victim was found? She was killed last night and drained of blood. Arkwood's eyes narrow. Something like a freezing tension races down my spine. Oh? And? Ed? You... I swallow hard. She stares right at me. Almost a stare which says she will attack me immediately if I move even the slightest bit. Isn't it strange, Arkwood? Nero is dead, so why are these incidents still happening? Don't tell me that you... That's not it at all. That's not me, but another vampire. Arkwood responds immediately, loosening the tension. But I'm not satisfied. What do you mean? The work of another vampire? So they just keep coming? Vampires! Of course not. The serial killings were always the work of just one vampire from the very beginning. So no new vampires will come, and Nero was unrelated to those incidents. Huh? Nero was unrelated? What do you mean? It's just like I said. You're normally pretty sharp, but you're lost at some points. Think back, Shiki. Nero was a vampire, but did he ever suck human blood? Suck blood? He ate humans at... Oh. I see. Why didn't I notice such a simple mistake? The victims of the serial killings are found with their bodies drained of blood, but Nero was different. He didn't leave any dead bodies behind. He not only drank the blood, but ate the meat, leaving no trace. To prove it, the people eaten by him in the hotel were treated as missing people, not killed people. So that means it is something completely different. Wait, then what are the serial killings going on right now? Just who's doing it? That's a different vampire than Nero. To be more specific, that vampire is why I came here, and Nero came here following me. It's that sort of correlation. What? So the one you're after wasn't Nero after all? Yes, I didn't ever say he was my initial target. I was his target, but he was never my target. The target is one called the serial killer in this city. Shiki? Whoops. I don't quite believe it, but don't tell me you made such a simple mistake. Huh? I gasp in shock. But it really is just as she says. She said her purpose is to kill vampires, so I just thought it was Nero she was after. So, what is it? Killing Nero that night, was that pointless? It wasn't pointless. You fought in my place. Well, if you didn't kill me, you probably wouldn't have had to in the first place. I feel a little dizzy. In other words, those vampire killings had nothing at all to do with Nero, and it was the work of another vampire? Yes, that's right. But that's my problem, so you don't have to worry about it. But more than that, hey. With an extremely happy smile, Arkwood looks up at me as I still stand there in surprise. How was last night? Who came? I'd die before I'd say it. Arkwood, it doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. I look away from her and refuse. Arkwood keeps saying, come on, tell me, over and over. Come on, tell me. You can at least tell me who you dreamed about. She asks like a curious kid. Every time I turn away, she keeps jumping in front of me, saying, come on. Please, just let it go. There was something wrong with that dream. Even now, that... I don't know why I said that dream. Arkwood says it's my greatest desire, but I don't want to think that's what it was. Oh, maybe it turned into a nightmare? She does tend to write the story to her liking when fond of her target. She's only a novice, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Arkwood mumbles to herself. Huh? Write the story to her liking? What do you mean? I'm saying she interprets her desire in her own way. That dream familiar I sent you is just a child, so she likes to play pranks. I see. That's a relief. That's right, that dream, it couldn't have been what I wanted. I let out a sigh of relief. With this, my innocence has been proved, but... Arkwood, why did you send me such a thing? That's too much, even for harassment. I wouldn't harass you. I sent you the dream familiar to thank you for defeating Nero. I really am grateful to you. It's not that it would be great if I made you happy. Thank me? Well, I'm happy you're grateful, but no matter what, I'll pass on that sort of thanks. Oh, come on. Are you saying you can't accept a person's goodwill? Hey, you're not a person, you're a vampire. That's true, but... Arkwood slumps her shoulders. How do I say this? Arkwood is very open in expressing her emotions. I need a drink. Being happy, being angry, she changes her expressions so quickly. It's actually kind of charming. I said she was a vampire, but she really does seem like a human, enough to make even me forget that fact. What a racist, yeah. In the first place, why did you send me that dream familiar thing? Are you still angry at me for killing you? That's not it at all. I sent it as thanks for defeating Nero. I really am grateful to you. I thought you'd be extremely happy. I just read this, didn't I? As thanks? I'll pass on that kind of thanks. Having that kind of poor taste, just what are vampires thinking? I slump my shoulders. I don't know what she's mad about, but she looks at me with a dissatisfied expression. What's that all about, you meanie? I know I'm not human. She turns away and then starts walking off. Hey, hold on. Where are you going? It has nothing to do with you. Don't follow me. Is she really that angry? Arkwood walks away without even turning around. Where does she plan on going, anyway? Maybe I did say too much. No matter what the results were or the methods used, she really thanked me with good intentions. I start to feel intense regret and think that maybe I should have just accepted her gift happily. Damn it. Why is it that I just can't leave Arkwood alone? Hey, I said wait! Surrounded by the night, Arkwood walks down the street. She looks straight ahead, her white figure with golden hair fluttering. It bears a horrible resemblance to that first time that I saw her. No, or perhaps it's like the time she faced off with Nero. For some reason, I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, Arkwood! Arkwood continues to walk without turning around. I want to talk to you. You can at least tell me what you're going to do. Of course, Arkwood just continues walking without turning around. It'd be miserable if I left it like this. I decide to follow her silently for now. The footsteps echo through the night air, and then Arkwood suddenly stops and turns around. Don't follow me. Don't you understand? It's troubling for a normal person like you to follow me around. So tell me what you're going to do and I'll go back. It doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. Arkwood strides off once more. Crap. Seems like our wordless wandering is going to continue. I'm sure Akiha won't mind. When we approach the main street, Arkwood freezes. Found it. Huh? Her voice is cold, like a totally different person's. A chill runs up my spine. Even from behind, I can feel the hostility manifesting itself in her. Arkwood, what are you... I can't even finish. It's clear what she intends to do without saying anything. Without a doubt, there's nothing but the pure, unadulterated intent to kill. Hey, what are you thinking? Arkwood doesn't answer. Her eyes are fixed solely on a man in a business suit walking by. Shiki, take off your glasses and look at that person. That person? You mean that businessman? Hurry. If you want to know what I'm doing, then leave the questions for later. Alright. I don't like to look while in town, but... I take off my glasses. Ugh. Instantly, a light headache springs forth. In exchange for the pain, I can see lines running all along the walls and the ground. Another question, Shiki. You only see points on living things, right? Huh? Yeah, that seems to be true. Things like buildings only have lines. I saw them back during that time in the hotel, but at the cost of a headache that almost caused me to pass out. Right, since you are a living being, you can't comprehend the death of inanimate objects. So in order to see the death of inanimate objects, you must first connect to a circuit of the same orientation as them. To see, you have to comprehend them first. Then, another question. Shiki, how does that person look to you? It'll just be the same as all... What? Without thinking, I step backwards. What is that? Certainly all humans have lines on them, but they only have countable amounts and they also look like geometric patterns. But what is that? There are lines running all through him. Those lines are all over him like blood vessels, so much that I can't even make out his appearance. Ugh. I want to puke. Those black lines. Scribbles making a human shape. Everywhere through it, I can see black points that look like they're flowing blood. Shiki, how does it look? I was hoping it would look normal to you. I can't answer. Right now, it takes all my strength just not to vomit. I see. How unfortunate that you can even see death on that thing. Yeah, it's not normal, but I can still see the lines. I knew it. You can even kill the dead. The fact that they don't have any life has no meaning for you. Something that moves, something that breaks, you can stop it completely without exception. You're more of a monster, Shiki. Huh? As you saw, you can't call that thing human anymore. It's a vampire that deceives death by sucking the blood of other people. Arkwood quickens her steps. She walks straight towards the man. Hey, Arkwood. Stay there, Shiki. Did that young man realize Arkwood was there? He starts running towards the back alley. Arkwood strides silently. Underneath the moonlight, she disappears into that alley. Thump. The sound of my heartbeat is awfully close. It's not even real late at night. Even though I'm in the midst of a bustling shopping district, I can't sense anyone besides myself. Thump. My glasses. I have to put on my glasses. If I don't do that, I'll see terrible things. I'll see something so terrible that everything I've seen so far would be nothing in comparison. But my body won't move. My eyes, I can see this patchwork world look towards that alley in fascination. Suddenly, sounds vanish. In the presence of other people, the sound of the wind and the smell of the dirt, all of it freezes. Under the frozen moon, a bizarre noise sounds from the other side of the wall. Go. No way I can see it. I can't hear anything. A sickening sound. But I can see it. My eyes definitely see the sound of death, and death crashing. Ugh. My vision turns crimson. Why do my eyes see death? Something that shouldn't be able to be seen. My glasses. I have to put on my glasses or I'll go insane. I hold back the rising gorge in my throat and use my shaking hand to put on my glasses. Sound and light return. Now that I am calm, I glance around and see nothing out of the ordinary in the shopping district. The bustling of many people passing by, the brightness of a store's decorated window, and the sound of rushing car engines. I'm panting excessively. I can hardly breathe. Even though I put my glasses back on, I can still feel a lingering remnant of that death, and it makes me sick. Arkwood? Arkwood walks out from the alley with faltering steps, breathing even harder than I am. Shiki, I see you are still here. Shoulders heaving up and down, she passes by me. Her body sways back and forth, and she walks weakly, as if she was sick. To be honest, I still feel nauseous. But seeing Arkwood in pain like that makes me bear it. Wait, what in the world? I'm fine, just a little tired, so don't worry. It really doesn't concern you, Shiki. Idiot, if you're tired, then rest. With such a pale face, you can't be fine. Even as I breathe shallowly for air, I grab Arkwood's arm. Hey now, you say that, but you look like you'll collapse too. It's just my anemia. If you have time to worry about me, worry about your health. It's fine. There's no point in worrying about it anyway. Her breathing really is weak. Don't tell me that wound from that time, it hasn't healed? But I can't bring myself to finish. It's because she got it saving me. She doesn't answer and looks down. That's enough. That is affirmation rather than disagreement. What are you doing in your condition? You have to take it easy until you're fully healed. I do think I'm taking it easy. No, you're not. Even if you are at a level beyond humans, what in the world were you doing earlier in your condition? I just can't leave her be. I knew it. I just can't leave this person who's always getting into trouble alone. Don't be silent. Answer me. Until you tell me, I won't go away. I grasp both of her shoulders. Still looking down, she gives a slight nod. Jeez, you really are persistent. Fine, let's go somewhere else to talk. This game is all text on stock images. Yup. Choose your own adventure. Welcome to the goddamn book. Releasing herself, she waveringly starts to walk away. We come to the park. As if walking restored her strength, her face looks cheerful as always. Well, as you wish, Shiki. I'll talk about whatever you want. I don't know where her previous weakness went, but she looks really haughty all of a sudden. Then I'll ask, but just what was that guy earlier? You said he was a vampire. Was he what you were after? No, he certainly is part of my target, but putting the dead back into the grave isn't my goal. I only got him because he was a minion of my enemy. If I left him alone, he would kill more people to increase his power. Arkwood? Could you explain it so I can understand? I don't even know if that guy was human or not. Oh. I guess I never really did explain to you in detail about vampires. Nero was sort of an aberration amongst the vampire race, so I really didn't need to explain it at that time. Huh? What's a normal vampire, then? What I mean is what you all think of vampires. Immortal, never-aging, sucking human blood, turning that human into a vampire, and being destroyed by sunlight. All of that. My enemy is that old type of vampire. So you mean this enemy of yours is the one behind all the recent serial killings? I suppose. The killing of all those people by sucking their blood might be the work of the dead, like the one you saw earlier. Shiki, you remember how Nero's body was made of all those familiars, right? Yeah, that's not exactly something I can easily forget. The dead are like that. When humans have their blood sucked by a vampire, they can also receive some of the vampire's blood. They die, but remain in this world as a servant of the vampire. They're called the dead, and they're like the vampire's familiars. They're ghouls! Maybe it's easier to understand if I use the word zombie. It's closer to the voodoo belief in Haiti, where the white serpent god Damballa is invoked to control a dead body. Let's just say a dead body that moves as a zombie, okay? Yeah, I can visualize it better that way. I get it. So that man was killed by a vampire who uses him as a zombie? Yes, Argo nods happily. I'm still confused though. Why would a vampire do that? Killing people, not letting them die but controlling them. What bad taste. You're you're right, those vampires do have bad taste. But that's something only the dead apostles do. Those that were always vampire from the very beginning do not do such things. Huh? Always vampires from the very beginning? I remember, you said there's two types of vampires. Those who were vampires originally, and those who were humans. When I heard that before, it kind of stuck in my head. I thought it was a little odd. So, what exactly do you mean by those who weren't originally vampires? Simple. I'm just saying that dead apostles used to be humans. They either gained immortality through magic, or became servants of the true ancestors that sucked their blood. Shiki, you said it was bad taste to use killed humans, but that's just the least of it. There are other vampires who think up worse games. Game? What do you mean? You guys kill for fun and use their dead bodies as toys? I won't deny that. For vampires, amusement is the same as breathing. For those who were once human but gained imperfect immortality, the greatest enemy is boredom. They didn't have a reason to become immortal to start with, so once they gained immortality, they lost all kinds of greed. Their goal was immortality itself, so I guess that's just the way things are. They're bored, so they want to play? Don't be ridiculous. Isn't it enough that they won't age or die? Do they really need anything else? That's what I said. They got everything they wanted. After that, there's no meaning to existence. As soon as someone realizes they have no value, that their life is stopped, that then their meaning of existence disappears too. Immortality is another word for death. So they started to wear down, and they created their own amusement, as if to tell themselves they could have fun as long as they lived. That's their beginning. They copy humans and see themselves in a game as lords of a castle expanding their territory. I guess you could call it a country of the dead. It seems they got more enjoyment out of that than they expected. She speaks as if she was talking of other people. Arquid should be one of those, but she certainly doesn't seem like she has that sort of hobby. Well, we'll change the topic. But the dead apostles were originally human. There are a few cases where they became vampires through their own magical research, but the majority of them were humans who had their blood sucked. They are immortal, but they can't last forever. They can only be immortal if they drink the blood of others. Didn't I say their immortality was imperfect? If they can't feed on humans, then their immortality is gone. Wait a minute, isn't that odd? In order to become immortal, they drink the blood of humans, but doesn't that mean new dead apostles will be born every time they do that? That's true, but things get complex from here. The people who have their blood sucked die, but at that time, if the dead apostles place a little of their blood inside the corpse, the body cannot die. Those bodies that were unable to die stay a number of years in the grave, and when the brain decays and the soul is fixated in the body, they become the flesh-eating corpse, ghoul. Only 1 out of every 100 people have this potential, so not everyone gets to stay. Well, there are those that have a natural ability to step up this progress and become a vampire immediately, but this is so rare it's out of the question. So, the dead bodies that become ghouls eat the flesh of other corpses in order to sustain their decayed body parts. After restoring their bodies fully, they can become zombies, members of a class of living corpses, the living dead. So these living dead, is that the dead from before? Not at all. The dead are just puppets. The living dead are much weaker than the dead, but they are more members of the vampire race with a will of their own. They are on a different level than those manipulated dead. And after many years, once the living dead is able to restore its intelligence, it becomes a vampire. There's probably only about 1 out of every 10,000 who have this ability. I said it before, but the more potential you have, the higher the success rate to stay. We call the dead apostles the ones who make all these kinds of vampires. That's still odd. If this game goes on, then won't the world be overflowing with vampires eventually? Just like in that one arc of Bakemonogatari? Not necessarily. The dead apostles usually get killed by the new vampires they created. Didn't I say it before? They act like humans. For their own enjoyment, they place their own blood inside the humans they preyed upon. 1 out of tens of thousands of these corpses become vampires, and eventually kill their parent vampires, becoming a new dead apostle themselves. Like knights becoming lords through the strength of arms and killing the king, they can only survive by playing those sorts of games. Yeah, I don't really understand why, but I guess that stops them from dying of boredom. The whims of an existence close to a devil, I suppose. And if they are immortal, they can't hold on to their meaning for existence. Or if they can't hold on to their meaning for existence, it's an empty immortality. Awkward remarks how silly it is as she slumps her shoulders. I need a drink. Words, words, words. I see. Then that dead you killed earlier, that was something like a soldier of the dead apostles? Not so much a soldier as a puppet. The dead apostles control the dead bodies by skipping the process of becoming a vampire. The dead are completely connected to their parent vampire. In order for them to survive, they attack others to eat their flesh, but more than half of that energy goes to their master. Like a queen bee nourished by the worker bees, the dead apostles can use the dead to increase their power while they sleep. My enemy can't be found easily because he's using a lot of the dead. He only dirties his hands once. After that, he simply controls the dead while he sleeps and expands his territory. They say many bodies are found in the recent supposed serial killings, but those are actually just failures. To tell the truth, there are over 100 victims in this city. But only a small amount, the ones discovered, are the victims in the news. What? Over 100? There are that many that had their blood sucked? And all those people suck the blood of others to make them into monsters like themselves, like that wandering lifeless thing earlier. That's ridiculous. 3 days ago, I remember how all those people in the hotel were killed for no reason. I was there, but I didn't see it, so I can only visualize and can't really tell what kind of violence it was. But it's still the same. I can't fathom the existence of vampires that suck human blood just to increase their own territory. Just without reason, without even recognition. If someone close to me died like that, how would I act? I don't want to imagine it, but for a brief instant, imagine Akio be drained of blood and discarded like trash. What makes me mad is that this worst case scenario could happen at any minute in this town, and I didn't even have a clue about it before. I knew you would be angry, Shiki. I didn't want to talk about it because for the prey, for you guys, this is an inexcusable evil. For people like you, the actions of the vampires are inexcusable. That's right. That's just all so ridiculous. Even if it's people I don't know about, they have their past and even the dreams they hope for. Even I don't want to be killed just for the fun of it. That's just too regretful. It's too meaningless. It's all just so bad, isn't it? That's right. All these people were killed by Nero in the midst of fear and chaos. Weren't their last thoughts full of regret and sadness as well? That night at the park, the girl who was killed by Nero when she passed by, in sheer coincidence, she didn't even realize when she died. That meaninglessness, the abruptness of its ending, a death no one else even knows about. When it happened, I was broken apart by the complete irrationality of it all. My fear of Nero disappeared, and more than anything else, I hated him. I can't accept it. No matter what the reason, I can't accept it. I grit my teeth. Shiki, there is no reason. For them, it's just a game. That's why it's ridiculous. It's just a game to you all? Nero and this other guy, what do they think human life is? They come up with such games because they think it's nothing. Even I can't understand how they think, nor do I intend to. But if you ask who's at fault here, it's the weaker one, right? In the end, those that are killed are at fault. It's all the will of nature that those who are unable to protect themselves are killed. What? But, Shiki, if you talk about it that way, your human species is really strong. The ability to make up for their weakness as a species with other things, that makes them the strongest in a way. I really should have considered getting something else to drink, but okay. Wah. Probably the only ones that can kill the greatest creature called the world are you humans. But even though they are strong as a species, they are weak as individuals. They can't live without sacrificing the lives of those not of their race, which is the ultimate evil, is it not? It doesn't matter if they have intelligence or not. For you guys, everything is fair game for food, is it not? So the ones doing the killing are always right. If there is a sin, then it is you guys for not being able to protect yourself under that rule. That's just the argument of the strong. Humans aren't strong like you all. Aren't as strong like you all. Because we can't protect ourselves fully, that's why we have to live together, to help each other. I don't know what to do if somebody like you guys came in and... That's true. That is your defense mechanism. Since you can't protect yourself when those kind of species enter your group, you guys make rules to ensure they are unable to enter. Yes, it's just like you say, Shiki. So usually, this town's case doesn't happen. You may not know it, but your human race is really strong. You have erected a defense mechanism against those races which far exceed yours. If it was functioning properly, the city would not have had a vampire these last 8 years. Defense mechanism? Yes. The reason vampires hide the bodies of their victims and stay out of sight is because they don't want to be known to humans. To protect their own lives, they conceal their identity and expand their territory. They don't want it to be known that vampires exist at all. If they move freely about, the defense mechanism would arrive. Well, they probably haven't even arrived, even though that modern-day vampire news is going on, because this is an atheist country. Huh? Her word choice is too unique, and I can't really grasp what she's saying. But you can relax, Shiki. Even if their avowed enemies are not in this country, I'm here right now. Didn't I say earlier my purpose was to execute vampires? I don't know where that heavy atmosphere went because Arcwood instantly becomes cheerful. Yeah, I remember. But you're a vampire too, right? Why do you side with us as humans? I'm not really siding with you humans, but I'm doing it because I don't have anything else to do. Huh? She doesn't have anything else to do? I still don't understand her. Well, doing that does bring the dead apostles after me. Maybe Nero was pursuing me, didn't you, Shiki? So now I can go back to the original plan and defeat my enemy. You can go back to living your normal life now, and you don't have to associate with me anymore. She smiles as if she's happy about something. Yeah. That makes me happy, but are you okay by yourself? Those words float in the back of my head. There's something wrong with me. I'm feeling guilty about letting her face danger all by herself. There really has to be something wrong with me. White Knight! Shiki? Why are you making that troubled face again? Because I'm troubled. This is something that involves the city I live in. I said you shouldn't worry. In 2 or 3 days, it'll all be over, and there won't be any more victims. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to be involved. But saying that line, shouldn't I, the one actually living in the city, say that line instead of Arcwood? Arcwood, can I ask you a question? This enemy you speak of, is he strong? Well, he should be many times superior to the dead earlier. I haven't met him this time. But he's been laying for 8 years, so maybe he's a class 5 by now. You're saying he's stronger than the dead before. Looking like she was in so much pain from fighting just him. Isn't she taking him a little lightly? Class 5? I don't get it, but does that mean he's stronger than Nero? Not a chance. Nero was special. He was a pure, supreme vampire that would be difficult to defeat even with my full power. Compared to him, this enemy is pretty weak. Oh. Then there's no way you'll be defeated. I breathed out in relief. Who knows? A few days earlier and he wouldn't be a problem, but now I'm just recovering. The possibility that he has more power is actually high. Recovering? Are you sick or something, Arkwood? Yeah, I saw the effects from when you killed me. I don't think I'll be fine for at least a few more days. Ah. That's right. The reason why Arkwood is weak isn't anyone's fault but mine. Arkwood lightly touches her side. It seems the wounds don't heal like usual. I can manage the outside, but I can't seem to heal the inside. That wound as well. The one she received to save me. I'm at a loss for words. It's completely my fault she's in that position. So why did she hold it against me? Why did she just give me that innocent smile? You need to stop. Until you heal up, you should just rest. If you take a day or two off, things won't be that bad, so... That's no good. Thanks to Nero coming, the enemy knows I'm here. If I rest, that's like telling him I'm weakened. So you're saying you're going to keep on going like this? Yes. Since I don't know where the enemy lair is, I have to keep destroying his blood supply. If I cut that off, it will force him to come out. Arkwood, what if that's tomorrow? Wouldn't you be killed instead? Then... I want to tell her to stop, but I halt mid-sentence. Like Arkwood says, if the enemy sees that weakness, Arkwood might be killed. More than anything else I learned from the past 4 days. Arkwood isn't someone to stop halfway. Once she's decided to do something, no matter how much it hurts, she does it. Damn. Arkwood won't stop. If I leave her alone, she probably won't even be able to talk like this anymore. It makes me mad, but she's not even afraid of her own death. Is that so? Why does she smile like that? If she doesn't smile like that, if she acted more like a real vampire, I wouldn't have to feel like this. What's wrong, Shiki? Your body's shaking. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Why are you so relaxed? Damn it. I don't want to lose her. I don't know what this feeling is, but these past 4 days are not something I can just forget about. So to part here, with the possibility she might die tomorrow, the regret would be completely, utterly, unbearably difficult. Give me a break. My eyes are already broken, but my heart's gonna break as well. Arkwood is a vampire, and I don't want to be involved in something like that again. I remember the fight with Nero. Just thinking about it sends chills down my spine. The fear of being one step away from death still remains. This is the same. Definitely, the opponent this time isn't normal. There's really no need for me to be involved, since Arkwood is saying she'll handle it. I can rely on her. But even knowing all of that, I just can't leave her alone. Damn, what the hell's wrong with me? I kick the ground. I'm angry at myself for not accepting any reasoning or excuses. What? What's wrong, Shiki? Getting so angry like that all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm just angry at my stupidity. Well, I wanted to say this after all that happened to me. I feel more mad now than I actually say it. Being this stupid. I don't know if I could see myself in a mirror, I'd break it to pieces. Hey, really, what's wrong, Shiki? You're not acting normal. Yeah, I'm not. If I was acting normal, I really wouldn't say this. I spit. I really don't want to admit it, but it's already a done deal. Because my mouth has already confirmed it for me. No, I just can't understand you, Shiki. What is it? You keep saying you're going to say something, but what is it? Stupid? Isn't it obvious? Until your body heals, I'll help you. That's what the stupid fool Tonoshiki wants to say. Huh? Awkward looks at me in total surprise. As for me, finally saying it kind of calms me down. Shiki, is that for real? I groan. I didn't hear it. Please, can you say it again? No matter how much I regret it, it's done. The instant I form my feelings into words, I can't lie to myself any longer. Hurry. I want to hear those words again. Arkwood asks softly. Looking off in the distance, I try to sound reluctant. I guess it can't be helped. It's my fault you're weakened now, and I can't leave the monster roaming the streets alone either. I can't rely on you taking care of it by yourself, so if you'll let me, I want to help you. That's what I said. Shiki! Arkwood's eyes are suddenly alight. She grabs my hand and happily shakes it up and down. Well, I may not be that helpful, but it has to be better than nothing. Yeah! If you're helping me, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. She keeps shaking my hand up and down. How do I say this? She really does seem happy. But what do we do now? Do you want me to search for more of the dead like before? Yeah, I think that's all we can do for now. The one before was the 12th, so I don't think there's many more. The parent vampire will have to come out once they're all destroyed, so we have to hunt the remaining ones for now. Is that still okay? She asks. Anything is fine. I'm just with you. If you lead, then I'll follow. Well, shall we start again? No, that's good for tonight. They usually follow a fixed route, and the other dead will probably not be out tonight. Since there are fewer in number, I don't think he'll let them all come out at once. Oh, really? But doesn't that mean the enemy will try to hide the dead from you, Arkwood? Basically. But since this enemy is a vampire, he needs to steal the blood and energy of others. So even though he knows I'm searching for them, he has to send the dead out to get the minimal blood he needs. Huh. Then the minimal dead he sent out was that man from before, wasn't he? So searching further tonight will be useless, I think. Well, I don't mind. But it is tedious, though. Yeah, hunting vampires is tedious work. We have to find the coffin of this enemy somewhere in the city, so it won't be easy. Arkwood lets go of my hand and jumps back softly. Arkwood? Let's say goodbye for tonight. We'll meet tomorrow. With her dust-like steps, she watches me as she gets further away. Tomorrow? Wait, where should we meet? Here's fine. The time... yeah, around 10 o'clock should be fine. With a smile, she makes that promise. Good night, Shiki. I'll see you here tomorrow. And, waving her hand, Arkwood disappears. I get back to the mansion. As it is very late, the mansion is completely dark. This can't be good. I put my hand on the mansion gate. Ka-chang! A sturdy chain holds it closed. Dang. I shouldn't cut this. I think a bit. Then I decide to climb over the gate. I'm exhausted. After sneaking over the wall like a thief, I quietly make my way to the doorway. The gate was locked, but the door isn't. Must have been Hisui. I give a sigh of thanks. So as not to wait Akiha, Kawakusan, or Hisui, I sink my way through the mansion. Whew. Letting out a breath, I lay down on my bed. I promised to Arkwood. Maybe it's fate, but you've got yourself tangled up in trouble again, Tono. Could I help it? I just can't leave her alone. Or maybe I didn't want to leave her alone? Well, I do think she's pretty. I don't understand my feelings right now. Right now, I'm not too sure what's right and what's wrong. At any rate, it looks like I'll be helping Arkwood once again, starting tomorrow. So for now, I shouldn't think of anything else but getting a good night's sleep. And that's a good place to stop. Save. Wow, that took me almost 4 months to get back to. Or wait, no longer. Yes? Yeah, a little longer than 4 months to get back to playing this game. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop playing this for now, and then if no one else wants to take over the stream, I'll be back with something else. But I'll also upload this to the YouTube as soon as I can. But I'll write